Welcome, sports fans, to another weekly edition of the Pioneer Sports Preview. My name is Greg Buckner. I'm here with Dane Pavlovsky. We're going to start off today's show by talking about a little bit of the local boys high school basketball action that's been going on. This week we're going to look at the CSAA and where we're at so far this season. So Dane, looking at the season so far, we've got a few teams with one loss. You got Morley Stanwood with one loss, Big Rapids with one loss. You got Reed City undefeated in the league right now. So, what are your thoughts here on how the league's unfolded so far, and where do you see things going on from here?
Being a relative new guy coming in from the outside, I'm not familiar with the conference or the team, so it's been interesting just kind of learning from what I see, what I've been able to see covering games. And for me so far, you talk about Reed City. They're a scary basketball club. Dean McGuire's got them going in the right direction. They're run and gun.
Definitely.
Like, as much as you can be run and gun, they are. Their guards very good at sharing the ball, but they'll drive it down if they can't get a layup. They find one of those three-point shooters. Very effective. Chad Samuels, I know, had a 37-point game to open the season.
Yeah, definitely.
He had a 22-point game against Morley, and he wasn't even the star in that game. And that's the scary thing about the Coyotes. They don't have one guy. They have multiple guys, and that other guy, Kyle Wright. Kyle Wright's had a 22-point, 19 rebound game, had a 24-point, 16 rebound game. Dude can kill it on the floor. And he's been solid in all their games. He's had double digits in every game. They've only played 3 this season, but they're a scary basketball team. They have that great supporting cast, and at least talking to the kids and the coach, they all know their role. And that's a great combination to have, some solid kids and kids who know, hey, I'm not going to come out here and shoot 23s.
Right.
I just need to facilitate. I need to help the team. And they're going in the right direction. They're a scary basketball team. And on the same kind of thing, Quinn Tyson for Big Rapids.
Definitely.
A guy who we've seen him put 40+. He put up 31, I think, the other night. Another kid who can take control of the basketball game, and that alone can pick up some wins in a league like the CSAA. And, a team that I think is going to be a dark horse as this season goes on, those Morley Stanwood Mohawks.
Definitely.
They're 3-2, I think, overall right now, 3-1 in the conference. They've had some shaky games, but, man, Tim Cairnduff is a great basketball player. I think one of the smartest basketball minds in the conference. You can see him on the court. He knows what he's going to do. He knows how to find his guys. He throws passes that are more suited for the N1 mixtape tour than they are for the Mohawks gymnasium. And he's an impressive kid. Andrew Sackett has been good for them down low. He threw down a dunk or two.
He had a big dunk last night to help him come out with a win over Central Montcalm. So definitely some key players there.
And that's it. And, 3 teams that I think can really make some noise in the CSAA. But it's all going to come down to when they play Lakeview. And all 3 of those teams play Lakeview at the end of the month.
Definitely.
So that's going to be big for the CSAA and the outlook as the season goes on.
Definitely. Like you said, a lot of conference action heating up here, and a lot of big games are going to be coming up in the next few weeks. So we're going to I think we're going to see some clarity here in the next few weeks as to where the conference outlook is going to go down. All right, now I'm here with Mr. Bob Allen, and we're going to talk a little bit about Ferris State hockey. Looking at this weekend, Ferris got back to action in 2014 for the first time last weekend with the Mariucci Classic. Came out as the runners-up, and now they got a big home series and WCHA play against Michigan Tech at home this weekend. So looking at, especially last weekend there, Ferris winning the Mariucci Classic. Had a chance where we could have had a number 2 versus number 1 matchup with a Minnesota Ferris State, but Ferris State won their first game. Minnesota lost their first game, so it didn't end up coming through. But Ferris State ended up taking out the runners-up after losing to Colgate in the final. So kind of just looking at the Bulldogs right now, coming into a big conference series, first one back at home, I think in 8 games. So what are the things the Bulldogs are going to have to do here to get off to a good start here in 2014 in the conference schedule?
I think it all starts, as always, with defense. And it's kind of impressive because if you talk to Coach Daniels about holiday tournaments, he says you can kind of throw the results out the window. You tend to get those odd, like, 8-6 games, something, everyone's a little rusty. And to see Ferris, shut down, 2 games where they gave up no more than 3 goals, that's a pretty good sign that, this team is pretty good defensively. And that's where everything starts. And Michigan Tech's not known for scoring. They're struggling to score some goals.
A little trouble with that.
So, things are lined up pretty well for this weekend for the Bulldogs.
Definitely. Like you said, Bulldogs are one of the top scoring offenses and scoring defenses in the league, and they've got a pretty good all-around play. And, the steady thing for them this year, CJ Mott continues to be an anchor for them in net. And, Daniels talking to him the other day has definitely been very impressed with Mott, and he was just named the National player of the month for college hockey this past month. So kind of talk about the job he's done in net for them.
You know, there's a lot asked of him. You know, he played almost exclusively last year. You know, you're coming back. There's a lot of pressure on him, and he's really stepped up. And you talked to Coach Daniels, and it started in the offseason. You know, when the season got done, he was ready to get back into it, you know, take that next step, take it to the next level. And he's really done that here. He's played the majority of the minutes. He has looked solid. You know, he's not giving up any soft goals. And that's what you want from your goalie and one of your leaders.
Definitely. Yeah, he's been a big part of what they've been doing so far. I mean, obviously their long winning streak came to an end, but just the streak they had there and pretty much not losing for 2 months was pretty unbelievable. And also, they're going to have Darren McCarty, the former Red Wing, in the building on Friday night. So should be a good weekend down there at the Old Ice Arena. All right, now let's look at the pro hockey game here with Mr. Brandon Fountain. Could talk a little bit about the Red Wings. Wings coming off the Winter Classic there. They fell in a pretty tight game in the Toronto Maple Leafs, but now we're kicking off the pretty much the unofficial second half of the season. So looking forward, what are some of the things the Wings are really going to have to do here as they try to improve on their standings right now in the fourth in the Atlantic Division there?
Well, right now, as it has been the last couple of years, is they need to steady their defense. They really need to steady their defense. Their goal differential right now is a -10, which playing in the Eastern Conference is all right, but right now they're out on the West Coast.
Yep.
So they've got to buckle down on defense, and that's the main thing. And injuries. They are getting bit by injuries more
They've been
often.
hit pretty hard. What are your thoughts? I mean, obviously Babcock's been trying to do anything and everything he can in net. You know, just looking at the rotation they've had, who do you feel is the best fit for them right now in net?
Right now, I think it's Gustafson. He's got the confidence going, but apparently I don't make up those decisions down in Detroit. But Howard's getting back in that. You're seeing him a little bit more confident. But still, whenever it comes to a shootout, I'm a betting man, so I'll put my bet against Howard any day.
Definitely. Like you said, you know, Howard's been getting out there. Some days looks great, some days not so much. But I agree with you there. I think that it's going to have to be going forward with Gustafson because he's the hot hand right now. All right, sports fans, that does it for another edition of our weekly sports preview. Remember to check out BigRapsNews.com and pick up the Pioneer every day if you want to keep up on all local sports news.